Welcome to part 11 of Vegas Pro Essentials. By now, you should have a solid grounding when it comes to editing in Vegas Pro. We'll now turn our attention to effects and how you can enhance the look and feel of your edit. There is a whole range of effects that come with Vegas Pro, and there are plenty more you can add via OFX plugins such as the Boris FX Continuum and Sapphire collections. Starting from the beginning, we have a couple of events edited in the timeline, and let's add some effects. There are several ways to add effects, but to keep things simple, we'll cover the two easiest methods. The first one is directly on the events. Each event has an effects button to add an effect. When you click it, it launches a window to choose your effect. You can filter the list by folder, and you would select the effect. Let's go with Gaussian blur. The window doesn't disappear immediately like you might expect. You can add multiple effects at a time with the Add button, but for one effect, click OK. The Video Event Effects window appears, and this shows all the effects associated with an event. If you don't see the Gaussian blur controls, click the Gaussian blur button at the top of the window. This bar is known as the effects chain, and it shows what's applied to the event. So you can switch controls, mute effects, which means temporarily disable them, delete effects, and rearrange them. We'll look at some of these functions shortly, but for now, you can adjust the properties of the blur with the sliders. Now, when an effect is applied to an event in the timeline, the effects button displays this blue indicator. It's a handy way to know what events have effects. Clicking the button loads the video event effects for this particular event and displays the video event effects window. Please be aware that simply selecting events in the timeline will not display their video event effects. You must click this effects button to ensure you see the correct effects for the event you are currently working on. This will help avoid any confusion as to what you're looking at. Right-clicking the button also gives you a bunch of options to manage several effects together. Let's delete all the effects so we can look at the other way to add them. The second method is to switch to the Video Effects window to display all available effects. This window allows you to search and filter for an effect by name and category, and you can also set favorite effects. Another plus is when you select an effect in the list, the main window shows all the available presets for that effect, and you can hover over each preset to preview it. So let's drag a medium blur and drop it onto the event. The outcome is the same, and you can still tweak the blur to the look you want. Now, each effect has a range of presets and controls you can adjust. Below the effects chain, you will find the presets pull-down menu, and you can toggle to find the specific look. These are presets that come with Vegas Pro, and you can save your own by using the Save button on the right. To get a fresh start, select the default preset. Now, with most parameters in the Video Event Effects window, you can make slider adjustments, numerical adjustments, and so on. To reset any parameter, just double-click on the control. Let's add a second effect to the event. So as a reminder, you can use either method to add an effect. You could use the Video Effects window and drag and drop an effect onto the event in the timeline. But in this case, without leaving the Video Event Effects window, click the Effects Plus button. In the pop-up window, choose the Border effect. You must click Add to use the new effect on the event before clicking OK. If you want to delete any of these effects in the effects chain, select it and click the Effects Remove button on the right. All these operations can be undone with Ctrl-Z if you change your mind. Now, using the border controls, go ahead and make a solid border. Feel free to also change the color. Looking at what we've produced, the effects chain flows from left to right. If I mute each effect and turn them on one at a time, you'll note that the blur is applied first, followed by a border. To move the border before the blur, click and drag the effect to the left. You can always rearrange the effects chain to get the right look. Now it will happen that you've created effects on one event in the timeline, and you'd like to copy the effects to another event. That's pretty easy. Select the event and using your preferred method, choose to copy the event. Next, select the target event and using the right-click menu, choose to paste event attributes. This will take all the settings from the first event and paste them to the other event. If you wish to choose which attributes and effects are pasted, there is a second pasting option. Selectively paste event attributes. We'll go into this further in a later video, but it's worth knowing about now. So to sum up, in this video, you've been applying effects to single events in the timeline. However, in the next video, you're going to learn about video tracks and how to layer multiple video events in the edit. See you soon.